Welcome back to the Podslice, where today we have Jordan Peterson and Christopher Rufo. They began by discussing the academic career of Derek Bell, a former professor at Harvard Law School and a leading figure in critical race theory. While Bell played an important role in anti-segregation cases in the Deep South, Rufo criticized him for rejecting the idea of objective scholarship and research in favor of left-wing activism. They also discussed the issue of race and conscientiousness, noting that certain traits like punctuality and self-efficacy have been attributed to white supremacy by some left-leaning elites. The conversation then shifted to critical race theorist Kimberly Crenshaw, with Peterson acknowledging the real problem of racial disparities and outcomes but arguing that focusing solely on systemic racism overlooks other potential factors like behavior and consequences. Rufo described how Florida and 22 other states have adopted policies to restrict racial scapegoating, race essentialism, and race-based harassment in schools, arguing that these policies are necessary to protect students' civil rights and prevent public schools from promoting a worldview that promotes guilt, shame, and fatalism. Rufo emphasized the need for education reform, stating that the state has an absolute right to create the curriculum, inhibitions, and core values that are transmitted through the state from one generation to the next. He highlighted the fact that the education system in the U.S. is not a free market, as the state controls 90% of K-12 and approximately 75% of the higher education market, making it a quasi-monopoly. They discussed the problem of centralized bureaucracies in the education system, which have gone rogue, overstepped their autonomy, and transgressed the values of the public. Rufo proposed a solution to these problems, including revamping the certification cartel and getting rid of DI departments, diversity statements, and left-wing loyalty oaths. He also suggested creating a small office of equality, merit, and colorblindness that would promote these principles and ensure compliance with them. While Peterson raised concerns about semantic ambiguity when defining merit, Rufo expressed confidence that academics are intelligent enough to adapt to objective categories of merit. Peterson and Rufo also discussed the prevalence of left-wing ideology and identity politics in today's society, with Rufo recounting his own experience transitioning from left-leaning circles to more conservative ones. He spoke of the left's tendency to shun and exclude those who do not conform to their worldview, leading to exclusion and a real derivative game. They discussed how satire and humor can be used to challenge and expose the left's euphemistic culture, and the need for more organic culture. The conversation then delved into critical race theory, which Rufo has studied extensively. According to Rufo, CRT is essentially a form of Marxism that focuses on ethnic, racial, and sexual identity instead of economic class. He explained that CRT holds that the United States is a white supremacist country that promotes the concepts of freedom and equality as a cover for naked racial domination, arguing for large-scale wealth redistribution along the axis of race until equal outcomes are achieved. Peterson and Rufo also discussed the origins of CRT and its intellectual lineage, with Rufo arguing that critical race theorists deliberately sought legitimacy through the academy and used manipulative strategies pioneered by Derek Bell to gain power and assert dominance in the political realm. Finally, Peterson and Rufo discussed Rufo's efforts to combat leftist ideology in K-12 education. Peterson expressed his concern about the level of analysis being used and the potential for the movement to turn into a conservative witch hunt, but ultimately came away feeling reassured after Rufo provided detailed and clear answers to his questions. They conclude by agreeing that the issue of leftist ideology in education is complex and requires ongoing discussion and analysis. Peterson emphasized the importance of maintaining a balance between addressing real issues of discrimination and ensuring academic freedom and intellectual diversity. Rufo also emphasized the importance of grassroots activism and the need for parents and concerned citizens to speak up and take action to ensure that their values are reflected in the education system. Peterson then raises the question of how to make the case for the importance of the humanities, and how to make them relevant to students who are primarily interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. He argues that the humanities provide a critical perspective on these fields, helping students understand the ethical, social, and political implications of their work. Rufo agrees and suggests that the humanities also provide a way to develop critical thinking skills and encourage curiosity and exploration. They then discuss the problem of cancel culture and its impact on intellectual freedom and open inquiry. Rufo argues that cancel culture is a tool used by the left to enforce ideological conformity and punish dissent, and that it is incompatible with the values of a free society. Peterson agrees and points out that cancel culture has a chilling effect on academic and intellectual life, and that it undermines the search for truth. In conclusion, Peterson and Rufo's discussion provides a thought-provoking and insightful analysis of a range of issues related to education, politics, and society. They emphasize the need for nuanced and thoughtful approaches to these issues, and the importance of defending intellectual freedom and open inquiry in the face of ideological conformity and censorship. Their conversation provides valuable insights for anyone interested in understanding the challenges and opportunities facing our society today. Thank you for listening to this podcast summary episode of the Pod Slice. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.